Hey there, folks. Welcome to our run of Beam Saber, designed by Austin Ramsey. For this particular run, as part of the Gauntlet Reading Club, we are taking particular inspiration from Neon Yang's The Genesis of Misery. Before we get too far into things, I wanted to do a quick round of introductions, remind everyone and ourselves who everyone is, because it's been a few weeks. But I am Steven, he, him. I'm the GM for this particular run. I think we'll go around clockwise as I see it on my screen, which would be Victor, Cora, Victor, Cricket, Chris, and Roy. If you could introduce yourself, your name, your pronouns, and who you're playing, that would be great.
Hi everyone, my name is Victor, he, him, playing Leopold, also he, him, the Infiltrator. Born on the streets of the capital city, I have been taken by the heretics at a young age, and now have been pressed into service for them, and that's how I'm working with the other folks. Is it Cricket next?
Oh, it's me, yeah. I'm Cricket. Pronouns they, them. I am playing Cora. Pronouns she, they. And I guess as of the last session, she is currently looking for her dead father's AI implant, so that potentially she can set up her mom for murder because she's a murderer. Let's go.
Who's
And
next
then
for
I
that?
think it's Chris, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go. I'm playing Petrichor, the empath. They are a usurped noble who was trying to act as a colonist, but now is getting drawn back into the war. Um, Currently their goal is to find their family and maybe create a new start for themselves.
Hey everybody, I am Roy, he, him, playing Eddie, he, him, a street rat hacker, tattooey ne'er-do-well who gets into trouble and has gets his bacon saved by teammates with cooler heads.
Or smaller hands that can help him disable head bombs.
Potato, potato, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah, as always, this game is hosted through the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet, for folks who don't know, is an online game community, mostly focusing on role-playing games of the indie and OSR varieties, besides publishing a zine and hosting several podcasts. It also runs a calendar, which this and several other games are run through. If you're interested in signing up for a game, it is open to non-members, so you feel free to jump on over through the link below to find out more. As always, we're making use of a couple safety tools. The first of these is X card. If for any reason you feel uncomfortable at the table, feel free to make an X sign with your hands, say X card, type X card into chat. We'll usually ask what is being X carded, but then we'll take steps to remove it from the fiction. No questions asked. We are also making use of Lines and Veils. That is a living document we put together before play begins. We were just taking a quick look through it. And then finally, we are also making use, I say finally, but there's one more thing. We are also making use of script change. Script change is a set of terms we can draw on, mostly kind of derived from video editing to help us talk about the fiction. The first of these is rewind, which will go back, retcon something in the fiction. Then there is pause. Let's take a break, talk about where we're at before continuing. There's fast forward. Let's kind of skip over this, get in broad details what happens here, and continue on to the next thing. and then frame by frame, where we all want to do a scene that's difficult or uncomfortable for us. And this is, I should note, we all agree we want to do it even in spite of that. If even one person says otherwise, we'll use some other safety tool or skip over the scene or recount the fiction. But we're basically going to pay particular attention to everyone's safety, regularly check in. And then finally, of course, we're also making use of the open door. I know a lot of people were saying they felt a little under the weather today. If for any reason you need to step away, whether it's for the rest of the session or just to take a break, feel free to do so. If you can let us know if and when you're going to be coming back, that's always helpful for the rest of us in terms of framing scenes. But there is no pressure to do that if it's an emergency. Yeah, those are all of our safety tools, and again, takes us through the opening spiel. Let's open where we last left off. Last time we had discussed a job that y'all wanted to pull against the Vulture Squad, which I should note is in your own faction, and there's going to be some mechanical complications from that we'll see once you finish the job. But I'm wondering, but one of the things we talked about is that this was kind of started out as a personal thing on the part of Cora, and that you needed some way to actually get paid for this. Because otherwise you'd be not getting anything from this other than this
AI.
Yeah.
We need to get paid as well.
And so, of course, I think where I want to open is, I assume we talked about you reaching out to your new patron.
Tasneem, right?
Yeah, is that her name? I'm just double checking here. Oh, I thought you went with. I thought
No,
it was
it's
Ismet.
not.
Yeah,
It's not. You're right. I have them confused. They're both my friends. It's fine.
Yeah, reaching out to Ismet about setting you up with someone who would actually pay you for the job.
Yeah.
So I am curious. How do you think Ismet would set up a meeting? And I'm throwing this out to you, Cora.
With us or with?
Between you and the person she has found to pay you to do this.
I mean, it's probably just through the AR. I would imagine that it would just come through. Like, I'm probably just waiting for some ping from Ismat to come
Yeah,
through.
and I think
then...
Ismet has money. Ismet is all kinds of games. She has like
she probably has like a VPN or some way to hide her like patching these calls through, basically.
Yeah, she also has like a very elaborate AR lounge that
Yeah.
like coats over the room when when she places the call with you. And I know Cora is definitely going to be there. I'm curious if you think any of the rest of you might be here to be part of this.
If I can be of help. If Eddie can be of help, of course, he'll be there.
Are we like all hanging out and still swindling Leopold out of money at our Mahjong game? At our tile game? Because like then y'all could definitely be there.
I thought this is a post, this is a time for a leap forward to the new game.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. But are we still? I was gonna say, are we still hanging out and swindling Leopold out of money at the card table or at the? That'd be funny. Unless you don't have a reason for Leopold to be there, but I'm just trying to think of a way that.
No, Leopold would be there. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Leopold would be happy to get more money from the rich
Yes.
to not lose to you next time.
There you go. I don't know, Patrick, or you could even be, if we're all just sitting here playing a game waiting for something to come through, you could be at the table too. We'll be having a
Yeah,
fun
I was thinking of
time.
that too. And also I think Patrick would want to be like in on this bankrolling conversation.
Absolutely.
Because like it's like, oh, I might actually need some other bankrolling too. We'll see.
So
Mhm.
basically, Leopold probably like brought Petrichor to be like, "Hey, I keep losing to these guys."
From
Yeah,
now on.
we need new money into the
we need more in the pot. I gotta break even here. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny. So then
they can cheat.
we're all playing. Yeah, me and Eddie are
They
cheating.
wouldn't, but they could.
That's how we have it. Me and Eddie are cheating at the
I would say,
game.
I would just say, I wonder if like Leopold or Eddie brought Petrichor because they thought that they would have an edge because they would cheat, but they don't.
There you go. That's what Leopold did.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
sounds great.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, as
Yeah,
we
just reinforcing that Petrichor, you don't understand how, how to prioritize the squad's needs. The squad needs to cheat right now, Petrichor.
Oh wait, we're swindling what's his face, right?
Me and Eddie are swindling
I
Leopold
thought we
out
were
of
playing each
money.
other, and I was like, oh, I
Yeah,
win.
we're playing
yeah,
each other.
they're playing each
Yeah.
other, but
No, yeah, fuck that guy.
yeah.
Oh, so now you're ready to cheat against Eddie? Okay, excellent. I like this.
Okay.
I mean,
Perfect.
Eddie does like card shark folding of cards while playing like Uno with 5-year-olds. So
Yeah.
Oh, my dog's mad at the guest.
Yeah. So as we're opening on this, I think that we get this immediate AR override that you're I mean, I'll be frank, you're dingy. Uh uh base of operations is overlaid with a very fancy lounge area with uh Ismat sipping at some very nice looking drink. Of course it is in AR, so you can't have any yourself, but they they say, "Oh, wonderful. I caught all of you together. I am I'm getting into contact with you about that little you needed someone to pay you to screw some other people over. I
Yeah.
had just the contact that, well, I thought it would be a very good matchup. And there's another person that is patched through into this uh call. Z is clearly not in the same room as Ismat. Z is like somewhere else, also being patched through very clearly, just like you are. But Z is tall, handsome, let's say like kind of light brown skin, like Z's father, who I think, Petrichor, you're the first to recognize the similarity. And you recognize who this is. This is Aiden Morante, the son of Duke Morante, the noble that was put into place after your own family was overthrown.
Oh, that's cool. Out of character, obviously. I don't think Petrichor says anything.
Yeah, Z clearly doesn't recognize you, because why would Z? I mean, like, how long has it been since your family was important? And were you ever really important, Petrichor?
Honestly, I think it would be probably like 5 years or so, but
Yeah.
also like Petrichor is like one of the younger children, and
Yeah,
like
that's exactly what I
may
was
not
thinking.
even been like been on their radar.
Yeah.
Like part of the reason they didn't get killed is just like they were off doing something else and no one cared. It's like like Crusader Kings. If you have enough heirs, you have a lifeline at the end.
Mm-hmm. As he looks over you all, this is the lot that you contracted to handle my situation, Ismat. I was hoping for something a little bit more military. Are they playing mahjong?
Mm-hmm. Virtual mahjong. It's fancier, and you don't have to move all the heavy tiles.
If you wanted the military, you could be in the open about it. But instead, you have us.
We do have a military base, though.
Sidebar, what did we handle for Z?
Z, yeah. What was that?
What is it that we handled for
You're not handling, like, this is
We're getting
this
a
is,
job.
yeah, the job
Oh,
from
right now, currently.
Mhm,
Okay, I thought we did
mhm,
something in the past. And
Yeah.
we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah. I understand that I'm in need of I understand that you are, well, I'm in need of someone that can make a strike against a group, Vulture Squad, and I was informed that you were available and on site to handle a situation by my dear friend Ismat. I'm in need of someone to clean up a situation for my father, and it needs to be done efficiently.
I don't know about efficient, but we sure are scrappy. We can try our best, though.
Try your
Kidding, of
best.
course.
Wonderful. And I think at that point, Z looks to you, Leopold, as the leader of the group.
Yeah.
Once you say that. And I'm wondering, Eddie, what was the name of your old ship?
My mech, or what do you
No,
mean by
the ship that all your crew got killed.
do you want me to come up with one on the spot? I don't remember naming one in the past section, but
Oh yeah, I don't think you named it. I was just
oh
curious.
yeah.
Is that something that you and Leopold both need to think about? Because isn't that his connection?
No,
Oh.
they're separate things.
Well, no, but I
Oh.
do know his secret. So I know the secret of
Oh.
that, but yeah, it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't need to weigh in on the name.
Okay, no, I thought somehow your brother was on the crew and died or something.
Yeah, I would always look for a name that has delightful contradiction. So either like something like, I mean, just the Titanic would be funny to me, or the Prosperity, or something that.
Yeah.
I'm getting some good suggestions in chat. Desire's Dread is great.
Desire's Dread. Cool.
Done.
They have acquired the remains of a ship, the Desire's Dread, that I require destroyed before they have a chance to scavenge it, scrap it.
Oh.
What are they scavenging?
A
They're-
dead ship?
They're salvagers. They're little more than carrion feeders picking over the remains of other people's misfortunes. But there are there is sensitive information that I would prefer be destroyed prior to their inspection of it.
Ooh.
Where's the ship now?
It's probably a wreck, right?
Yes, it's being stored at their salvage yard on
At our salvage yard.
not your salvage yard. You have this is
Convenient.
yeah, not your salvage yard.
That'd
This
be
is like their kind of main salvaging depot on let me find my map here. On Celia. It's important that your involvement here remain unknown.
Anonymous.
If there are any witnesses during this operation, and let me know if anyone wants to, if people feel this is interesting, or if you want to X card it, because this is a noble asking you to do Black Ops work. If there are any witnesses, you need they cannot be allowed to live.
Can I, let's see what I can do here.
I don't think you're going to be able to convince them. I'm going to be honest.
To note, you can always not follow mission parameters and things like that, or like, who knows, maybe you'll roll really well this whole mission and there will be no witnesses.
I don't know if you're going to be able to convince them specifically that that's off the table, but like we can figure that out.
We're not a wet work crew. I feel like we're a moist work crew.
We're like a squishy crew.
Yeah.
Like
spongy.
Yeah.
I want to record this somehow.
You want to record?
I want to record
the conversation about this job?
Yes.
Okay, so I think we've established that Ismat here is using a her own like VPN here
It's
that
like
probably has
it's like
its
a blackmail network. Like it's like black market network. Like it's off the radar.
Yeah, like this is so I'm not saying you can't do it, but what I am saying here is that this isn't just going to be like you can do it, or it's like a fortune roll. This is going to be risky.
I'm prepared
like
to make a real roll
started
here.
At risky limited is where it started.
And I'm assuming that with our air echoes, we're able to interact with private or offline areas that would normally be hidden from sight.
Okay, so I'd say with that it would be risky standard.
Okay, and then risky standard. Let's see.
Are you about to swap position for effect?
Position standard. Oh no, yeah, I am, dude.
What does this look like?
Let's see. I'm trying to see if any of my equipment would be helpful. Prognostication tools don't seem helpful. I feel like I would have to do like interface or something, which I don't have, but like fuck it.
I do feel like making it desperate great is clutch.
I think it's on character.
Because I do think you're really like I would say in character, Cora is probably sensing that Petrichor is trying to do something because they also saw you pull the feeds from that mech earlier in the other mission. So they probably know you're trying to do something, and they also know that we're on Ismat's network, and they don't want that private information getting out. So they probably are like looking at you.
I don't know if it would affect the roll at all, but I think for flavor, I'm definitely
Yeah,
using
no,
the-
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think like she's probably giving you the side eye in the moment, and that's probably giving you the extra stress to be desperate. That's pretty funny.
Is prognostication tools, just like which are the embedded crystals, the crystal eyes. So yeah, I'm gonna try to like record the AR conversation of this.
Yes.
And I'll roll whatever at desperate great.
Yes.
I mean, so what action are you using here?
I want to say it's one I'm good in, but I think it's interface.
Okay, so would you like to push yourself here for an extra die, or would you like a bargain here?
What's the bargain?
Ooh, what's the
Ooh.
bargain?
I can only do a either or for push or bargain, right?
Yeah, and you can always turn
Uh,
down the bargain.
Yeah, what is the bargain?
Idamarante has recognized you. Like that is something that Z has not indicated that they have that Z has, but that is actually becomes the truth of the scene if you accept that.
I do not, because I can roll. I can decide to push after I roll. So if I
Okay.
get like a lucky ass roll,
Okay.
so I need to find the thing to roll. I can't find it.
Yeah, that's over in safety. I can just copy it in here
I
as
got it.
well.
Perfect. So I'm doing desperate great with no dice.
Yep, so you roll 2 and keep the lowest.
I think I'm just gonna assume that I have to push myself and just go for it. And
No,
do a one.
give the first one. Let's because you'll be able to then roll with one die, like just roll straight up one new 1 die here, and that
Okay.
becomes the roll.
All right.
Like you have the move, you might as well make use of it.
Fuck.
Okay, so yeah, see, you got the 6. Oh, but then that 3. Okay, so now give us a roll of 1d6 because you're pushing yourself here. So mark the 2 stress.
Damn it. Okay.
Definitive.
Awesome. So you get a full-on failure here on a desperate. So first off, you got to mark that XP. You made a desperate roll here.
Yes.
It's Chris's first desperate, right?
Yeah, and
Yay! Good job.
Oh no, I rolled one last time.
Oh, you're right. You're right, because you guys were doing the convoy thing. You're right. Never
yeah,
mind. It's
let me
still
see.
exciting. I love a failed desperate. I did one before, so love
No,
that.
I went into this feeling like I'd fail, just but I felt like I had to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So let's see. On a desperate.
I think and it might be even like he recognizes me, and that might be part of what happens because I feel like I'm just like, oh, I think we can keep this secret for you, Count Aiden. Explicitly calling him his previous title. Or his
Oh no.
sorry guys, I'm just fucking
Of
shit
course. And I am so glad to see you again, Petrichor. And Z gives a slight grin, and I'm gonna add a clock here. 4 ticks. Death Squad imminent. And I'm gonna fill 3 of those ticks.
up. Damn.
Death Squad.
It's a desperate failure.
Yeah.
It's just a metal band from Scandinavia. Don't worry about it.
Would you like to resist that?
I'm sorry, I cut out for a while.
I'm adding a 3 ticks Death Squad imminent out of 4. Would you like to resist that petrichor?
Yeah.
How are you resisting it?
I think this is hopefully insight where I just like understand that he's doing this. And then I'm also using, I don't know if I can because I'm technically I might have to do another role. But as with part of my broadcast is I can paralyze person with mind or voice or instill a powerful undirected emotions or others.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm doing like kind of understanding that, or like I guess I don't know if it's a survey because it is like just recognizing that he's gonna do this, and trying to like counteract and just like instilling like a relaxed, almost like smugness where he doesn't even feel threatened by the fact that I'm here.
Cool. So this sounds like a resolve here.
Mm-hmm.
So give me that 1d6. Let's see how much stress you take.
Yes, yes. And what happens with resisting again?
You subtract what you roll from 6, and that's how much stress you take.
Hell yeah. Don't give a shit.
So yeah, you
trauma
take
out.
this
Go.
this works here.
Right.
Like there's
I'll take
this.
one, right?
Yeah, you take 1 stress. So 3 stress before we even start the mission. Going well here.
No, I want this trauma anyway. Or scar.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely this weird, awkward moment that I don't know if the rest of you can read between Petrichor and Iden here. Did any of the other rest of you want to push for anything in this interaction? Otherwise,
You know what? I
yeah,
would. Because I
sure,
can, right?
yeah,
I feel like because Cora is like keeping an eye on Petrichor in this moment, because I think that she was aware that Petrichor was going to try something, and then there's that weird exchange. I want to do a read him and weep and spend 2 stress to ask one of the following questions about someone I've observed either in secret or openly. And I want to use it on, is it Iden?
Iden, yeah.
Yeah. So what was their lowest moment? What do they crave forgiveness from and from whom? What are their secret pains?
Do you think it would be an Iden or Petrichor?
I think I want to use it on Iden, right?
Okay.
Yeah, their secret pains. That's interesting because I have to think here. Um, I think, hmm. Yeah, I think that Iden actually what you pick up on is that Iden actually is actually very similar in their in Z's abilities to Petrichor. Z has and this innate ability to pick up upon and channel the emotions of others. But Z doesn't have any of that heretic tech that Petrichor has gotten since coming over to the heretics that helps Petrichor channel and use
Manipulate
it.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For Iden, there's these uh sense of dissoluteness and uncaring is definitely performative.
Okay.
Z's like constantly like in this kind of low level psychic pain.
Okay. So like House MD. He's got his chronic pain. He's always taking his Vicodin.
Okay.
I feel it. Okay. Cool.
I don't know. Z's keeping a couple things pretty close to the, like, some of the details of this mission close to the chest here. If someone
Mhm.
did want to push for like more information, that would be like just a fortune roll here. Like Petrichor's thing was entirely just because you were doing something that was explicitly like, I want to do something that is beneficial to my interests and harmful to theirs.
Would Eddie, being a brash dude who just learned that his old ship is the target, try to either covertly or overtly push for information?
Yeah, because he thinks, or sorry, Z thinks you're the leader. I
Well,
think.
yeah, thinks I'm the leader, but that was just, you
Yeah.
know, for a moment. I mean, but
But I think Leopold could push for it.
But yeah, I mean, if it narratively for Eddie to do it with the personal connection with the ship
that's
makes
what I'm
sense.
thinking. Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense,
yeah.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure quite what that looks like, but yeah, he said with I'm happy to roll the fortune roll, and if anybody has any good narrative flavor, I'm very open to suggestions.
Well, it just seems like Eddie sort of pops off sometimes at times when it's not necessarily convenient, and the
Fair
tension is
enough.
already high in the room, and that is like the perfect time for Eddie to just be like, you know, yeah, something pointed in a Russian accent.
Are you talking about Eddie or Roy the player? This is art imitating life way real close.
And like, I feel like also like we're pushing for more information because I would easily just ask like, oh, like, how did this like something this sloppy happen?
Yeah, I'm a little bit struggling with the good words. But yeah, that's if that works, Steven, or if you need more.
Yeah, if you want to, if you just want to paint in broad strokes what you do, that's fine. What action are you using here?
I guess if I was just doing like a fortune roll, but
yeah, fortune roll with like an act based on one of your actions.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like sway might make sense. I also have interface. I don't feel like this is a
it could also be command with the tone you're taking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm stronger in sway, but I guess if that doesn't make any difference.
But sway makes sense too.
Okay. Sorry. Add die. One of these. Roll. 2. All right.
Okay, so with a fortune roll, you'll still get something. It just won't be good information.
Can I assist, or does that not work?
You could assist, yeah.
Because I think it'd be like, you understand that if you had hired military, everyone would know about this. We aren't military, and we need to know exactly what we're looking for and what we're getting into in order to best mop this up.
Okay, mark that stress.
Hell yeah. Do I max stress for a fortune, or?
It's 1 stress.
For the assist, yeah.
Okay. I think I do 2 because I am double with Eddie, but I don't know how that works.
No, you only do 1, but you get to give 2 benefits here. On a fortune roll, the only one that matters is the extra die.
Oh, are you serious? I thought you rolled the number of ticks you have with the person. I've been playing this wrong, or they changed it.
They might have changed it, but I believe the way assist works now, I have to open that particular to get the full thing. They might have changed it though, because giving that many dice kind of makes rolls really, really good.
No, I meant that like I would take 3 stress or 2 stress because we have 2. But I'm okay taking less stress.
Yeah. No, I think you just mark the one stress because like here, yeah, I'd say just the one stress for now.
Okay.
There's not much, there's not a lot to help with here.
The roller.
What was that?
Should I roll an extra die? in the
Yeah, roll
roller?
an extra die.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
Again, definitive.
A strong 2.
Yeah. I think that yeah, Z looks at you, Eddie. And I think the bit of interesting information here is that there is a flicker of recognition when Z's eyes land on you, but that's quickly stamped down. And Z just says, "You're professionals, and I want the entire ship destroyed. What may or may not be on it is unimportant."
All right. That's so great to know. What may or may not be on the ship is unimportant.
Yeah, and I'll note the actual like bit of good information there was that Eddie can tell that for whatever reason Morante recognizes him. Like him specifically, like not just like yeah.
Man, I feel like we're still gonna get a death squad on us.
Death Squad on us. Yeah, we're gonna have a Death Squad. It'll be fine.
So we're definitely like out of character. We're definitely stealing this whole ship, you know, and you know, it disappearing is the same as destroyed, right?
Oh, we're
Well, that's a good
salvaging the
idea.
ship. Is that what you're telling us?
Hell
we
yeah.
can just salvage it.
What's the worst they can do? Send a death squad after us?
So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
sure.
with that, Morante looks to Ismet. I've made it clear what I'm willing to pay and what I want done. Anything else that you might need? Well, you're professionals. I'm sure you can figure it out. And the call and Iden's lot end of the call ends, and Ismet gives you a wink, Cora, and says, "Well, I'm sure you'll do fine.
Oh, we'll be fine.
I have confidence in you, Cora."
Okay. I hope to have confidence in you.
Is this a situation where like he's only paying so much money, or Z is only paying so much money, and then Tasmin's like, well, we'll get rid of the ship, and then they'll do what they do with it.
You've been
Okay.
paid to destroy the ship. So
Okay.
if you can convince them that you've destroyed the ship, you'll get paid.
Okay.
If you like show up at their door flying the ship, that's
Why Leopold
Yeah.
wants to go and take the things, because things
Yeah.
are there to be taken.
Hey, this is totally different ship. Your ship was blue. This one is red. Are you blind?
If we salvage the ship, that's destroying it.
exactly. So that's up to you. Like they want the ship. Z wants the ship destroyed. That's the mission goal here. Anything else you do on site, that's on you. Or whatever other decisions you make, if you can convince them of that, you get paid here.
Beautiful.
But we might also have to murder. I don't know.
Yeah, there is also that
There's
demand
also
that like
a murder plan, so I don't know.
in the lead up to starting this mission, Do any of you have any actions you want to take, or did you want to discuss what you see the mission as? As we discuss the kind of the place where this mission is taking place is in a salvage yard, not a scrap yard, an actual like kind of salvaging operation with machinery and things like that for stripping down ships run by Vulture Squad. I'm curious if anyone has any thoughts about how you might approach the mission, what information you might want to look for.
So Vulture Squad's already there, right?
Vulture Squad is there, yes, but like they are a scavenging squad. Like they don't have a full staff on hand in the salvage yard. Like this is not like a place that like it is theirs, and you'd probably take -1 die because this is a place they actually have set up some kind of defenses or some kind of patrols, but it's not like all of them are going to be there when you come there, to clarify. You know, just like you guys are not always all hanging around your base.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So definitely, if either through like electronic surveillance or by going to the place and watching it for, I don't know, for fictionally appropriate amount of time, Leopold would probably would want to scout the place out to watch like the movement of people in and out. So specifically like a personnel resistance kind of scouting, just to get a feeling for the rhythms of the place that we're going to be breaking into, so that we can walk through patrols unseen, through the gaps.
Cool. So yeah, give me this sounds like a survey, or are you thinking something else?
No, I was thinking survey.
Yeah, give me a roll of survey here.
Sure, sounds good.
Wow, that's a crit right there.
All right.
Yeah, so with
Sorry,
that you
folks, for
get
taking all the good rolls.
you get a lot of weird. I don't know why it was erased.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I figured it out and I put it back in, so it's all good now. But I was like, whoa.
Yeah, so let's see. So I think first off, the information you get is the what you were looking for, which was that the outer perimeter of the base, which has like, to give a sense of how this base is set up, there are kind of an outer fencing that is made of some of the oldest and least usable ships that sort of form a improvised wall. There are a few small patrols that patrol that area, but it's really the area that there's kind of a more lockdown facility towards, I'd say, the northeast of the base, that is heavily guarded and usually has at least one or two a security crew of 1 or 2 on it at all times. That place is and here's what you'll get with the critical. With the critical is that the walls are a problem, sure. But because they have the walls, they're also not patrolling areas as regularly as they should. So if you were to punch through a weak point in the walls, that would be a way of entering without encountering any patrols immediately. The other bit of information is that what you do note is that all the fancy pieces of tech that, such as AI implants and things like that, those are moved pretty quickly off of ships that are being salvaged into that secure holding area.
Awesome. So yeah, all that gets uploaded to Eddie's to Eddie's server so that everybody knows it.
Yeah, and I'll note to Cora that probably if what the AI implant you're looking for is probably going to be in that more secure area.
Yeah. I was wondering if I could do a flashback and call the Broken Lance and see if they could maybe be a distraction for us.
I mean, you don't even need to do the flashback right now. This is all in the run up to the mission. If you want to save that and spend the stress when the time comes to call in a favor from the Broken Lance, you can.
Sure.
I'm just saying that's the way flashbacks work. You can flashback to bring
Yeah. Well, if it's a setup, can I try and contact, is it Raka, and try and sway them to give us an assist on this? Because I feel like having a distraction, it's like a magic trick. You have a distraction and then the real trick's going on behind the scenes. And that's what I'm trying to do because we're not very good at being sneaky thus far.
Yeah. I'd say with this, it's probably a controlled standard here rather than a fortune roll because you're
Okay.
trying to convince someone to do something. And I think on a partial, they would probably like on a miss, they'll probably back down or change the term somehow. And on a partial, they'll want a bit more money for help here.
Yeah, let's see. Going on to the roller now. It'll load. There we go. So I have 2 in sway, and then it's just controlled standard.
Yeah, controlled standard.
Okay, no modifier. Okay, 1, 2.
Oh boy.
Okay. They're probably a little shook because the one guy, Raka, almost died for us last time he helped us. So
I mean, yeah, I think that's exactly what they say. The last time, Cora, you're okay, but the last time we went along with one of your plans, I almost died because someone you pissed off wanted to, I don't know, fuck with you.
yeah, but you were pissed off at them too. It was a common enemy. That was the whole point. I understand.
It was
you
a
probably
common
don't
enemy
have-
we were hiding from until I
Yeah.
stepped in to help you.
Yeah, fair enough. And I know that this probably isn't of interest to you. However, it would be really cool if maybe we could figure something out. Probably not. If
think,
anyone else wants to give an assist, though, I don't know.
I mean, I think that
I can give an assist.
So, I mean, I have
so
more
I
stress
don't
than
know
you.
on a controlled, you either back down here or push on at a risky position. But this is kind of it's not the mission proper, so I'm not gonna push much here.
Yeah.
Here is what they will say.
Okay.
We're gonna need the cash for this up front first off, if we're gonna help you. And I need your guarantee that none of my folks are going to get are all going to come back from this.
I mean, we have orders to kill on sight if we have to, so hopefully we'll be able to handle it if we need to.
I want your promise, not you saying you'll handle it. Are you promising me that?
I can promise that. Now, I don't know if Petrichor can promise that, but I can promise that.
I mean,
And I think Eddie and Leopold are kind of on board with it. It's just a thing Petrichor is kind of iffy about. So we'll work on
I
it.
don't think you can promise it.
I can promise it.
You can promise it, but I'll note that if something goes wrong and some of those people I say they get injured or killed, you're gonna lose, probably go down like not just one, but because you made this promise, go down two standing with
That's
them.
fine.
I feel like going a
It's
non-violent
fine.
route's more likely to keep these people safe.
Well, but that's
They're making the distraction though.
yeah.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, they're gonna get all the guards worked up so that we can infiltrate.
Oh, then yeah, I mean they're mercenaries. Is what they sign up for. I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
a
I'm just saying, like, I know that like normally it would just be a one tick if you just got a bunch of their people killed off
Yeah.
of their you're standing with them.
I'll make the promise.
Yeah,
I'll
the
take
promise
two. I'm
here-
not worried.
yeah.
I'll make it.
Okay.
It's gonna be great. No one's gonna die because Petrichor doesn't want anybody to die today. And everyone's gonna be happy. We're gonna salvage a ship.
Okay. So it
Salvage-
sounds then like you have a broad strokes of a plan put together here, unless anyone wanted to do any last minute things.
I don't know if it might make narrative sense for Eddie to like I don't know, between either setting up physical security to make it easier for us to get in, or something as cliched as putting the security cameras on a loop, or the ability to do that, or I'm just thinking like something like while we're in to make our lives easier with hacking before we get
I think
there.
we'll deal with that with flashbacks.
Yeah, cool, perfect.
So yeah, so here we're setting up the job then. So for this mission, I mean it sounds like from what I'm hearing, and this PDF has such I mean this is a stealth mission, and what's your point of entry going to be?
Sounds like that point in the wall, the weak point in the wall that we found.
Okay.
The bricks that are the other color that we put our bomb in front of.
Yeah, the one that makes the weird noise when you whack your sword against it.
We go through the entire ship, hitting every inch with our sword.
Yeah, and Jeffers Gaming principles. Here we go. Sorry, my PDF is being annoying. Let me just try opening this in a better. But so first off, for engagement, you get 1 for luck. And here we go. Basic. Okay, so you get 1 for luck. Is the mission bold?
I'd say so. We're busting through a wall while also paying off another group to create a distraction.
Okay. Is the mission especially complex?
Yes,
I-
because there's multiple objectives, right?
I mean, there's Cora might fuck off to do her own thing for a bit, but like the mission itself does not seem particularly complex, I'd say.
No, not even with we have. I mean, we have a whole other crew that's moving parts with us. So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'd say not, no.
Okay.
Like if this was like something that had to be like really, really closely like,
Fair
you
enough.
know, yeah,
I'm
like
on board.
timed. But you basically have like, hey, this make a big distraction, and then you blow through a wall. That doesn't seem particularly
Yeah!
complex.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, let's blow through a wall.
Does the mission exploit the target's vulnerability? I'd say it does, so that takes you up to 3.
Mhm.
Is the squad receiving external support for the mission? You are, so that takes you up to 4
Yes.
dice. Now, I'll also say though that this squad is a tier higher than you, so that takes you down to 3 dice. So who would like to make the engagement roll here?
Leopold, you're the leader.
He's got the magic hands.
You're the
All right,
leader, and
let's,
you're also
yeah.
probably the one blowing up the wall. So
Sounds good. Oh, wait, shit. That was 5 die. 1 sec. Oof, well, 4.
I mean, that's you're not in a you're not going to be in a desperate position here, so
it's not a
just
one.
risky.
Yeah, it's not the 1 or the 2 that I also rolled. So
Yeah. So yeah, as we who's in charge of blowing through the wall? Like who would handle the explosives, or like I actually should note how are you going load wise into this? I forgot to ask. Like your mechs, of course, you can't change their load. But are you all going on in mechs? Because you do have medium-sized mechs, so they are pretty noticeable.
I don't know how else we'd get there, right?
Yeah.
We could leave our mechs on the outside and sneak in maybe. But
I have my load already declared from last time that I didn't change, and I'm fine with it because I've got subterfuge, espionage gear, burglary gear. Like, I also have placed explosives, so technically I could go out of my mech and place explosives.
Yeah, I
too.
think most of you have placed explosives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be a bombard would be the most like. What skill are we going to use to breach this hull? I don't know. I guess wreck.
That's engagement. That's all handled. So the question is like we're gonna open on the wall's been blown. You're in because you made that engagement. That's your point of entry.
Got it.
That's why I was asking. I just want to know, like, first off, how are people positioned? Are you in your mechs? Are you on foot?
I think I'm on foot. Because Service is a big old gangly mech, so.
my
Yeah,
mech is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think we're probably inside now.
Yeah.
On foot, I mean. I'm gonna say medium because I feel like if people see us, it's still they know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, is there any reason not to go full bore? Like, it's a small enough crew; they're not going to be like, "Hey, do you work here?" I'm like, "Yeah, we totally work here." I guess I don't know the argument to not go full bore.
Yeah, heavy means that you're going to be if you want to go for speed, heavy means you are weighed down.
Medium's the best because it doesn't really impede you that much.
Yeah, it looks like you're up to something, but you can at least move at normal speed.
I'll note that light means that you are you can move like faster than someone at medium, and you're also better at like being agile and sneaky.
Yeah.
It's like we're walking to the grocery store with an assault rifle, but not a minigun. You know, you don't want to look crazy. Just a normal.
Well, no, light would be you're there with your pistol in your jacket versus the medium is you're that jackass with the AR-15, making sure that the Fred Meyer is protected.
like you should. Very typical Sunday for me. Yep. Versus
You know, if someone else has placed explosives, I could take that off and my long range transmitter and just go light then. Because if I have burglary gear, I have espionage gear, and I have fine subterfuge supplies, I'm probably fine for if I have to even slip off by myself. So
I mean,
I'll
we
just
don't
go
have to pick what we need until we use it.
Yeah, you
Right.
don't need to mark anything
true.
you need.
True.
Yeah.
I'll go light. I think I can be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm medium. But I think Leopold's thinking, Leopold's mech is, has camo, it's designed to sneak around. And so I guess what Leopold will be doing is, in the mech providing some support, if folks do end up running across anybody and they need to get destroyed quickly. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. No, Leopold's on foot too. Everyone's on foot. We're all just
Okay.
we're all running in.
Cool. Awesome. And and that's why I just want to ask, who's the one that like had the placed explosives with them? Because you should mark it. And I just want to know for like positioning.
Sure,
how
I'll
people work.
take that. It makes sense for an infiltrator to be a sapper.
Yeah. Are any of you listening in on like comms or signals like that?
I think I would be.
Yeah, I think that what you hear is there's the chatter about this group kicking up problems near the base, and to send some of the mechs out to check on it. The thing that you pick up on the comms though is that they've also picked up some kind of disturbance out near the southwest of the base. If a few of the foot patrol men could like head out, check out what that is, that would be great. I think that's even the way it is. Like this, they don't think there's anything like there is not a big emergency happening right now, but like they have things handled. But it's a very bored person working the comms.
Okay, and that's where we are, right?
Yeah, like you have been noticed, like people like there are patrol people coming to check out what's going on. People on foot. Like as opposed to like the mounted or like in vehicles.
Okay. So I think I just share that and like we should be somewhere else.
Yes. Come on, foot patrol. All right.
Cool. So are y'all heading as a group, or is this the point where Cora's like, I have some other stuff to handle here, and
I forgot I have a dentist appointment. I will meet back up with you guys. I gotta go take care of that.
Oh, bye.
I'm joking of a terrible excuse that Cora would make to be like, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I probably will go with them for a little bit because I still have to figure out what do I need to track where exactly it is? Would I need a transmitter?
You know where the place where they take things like implants and stuff that are clearly valuable.
Okay.
You know where it's at. It's just a question of how do you get in there.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with them for a little bit until we maybe get a little bit closer towards the interior and figure out how to break off. I don't think I'm gonna break off yet.
Is there a goal to just steal the whole thing or what?
What?
Cora's goal is to steal an implant belonging to her father.
Mm-hmm.
That's a side goal she has.
Yeah,
Your
it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to steal this.
Yeah, your mission is to destroy Eddie's old ship.
But like we're in like the salvage facility, right?
Yeah. It is
Okay, so
like open air. Like this is not like most of the place is not interior.
Okay.
I'll note that like at coming in, there are like very large, like right now not being used, kind of salvaging mechs. Like I'm sort of thinking like things like the magnet crane at a salvage yard, but mechs.
Well, let's have one of those bad boys.
You can. That's certainly an option.
'Cause
Yeah.
we're looking for the ship, right? It's just in the yard somewhere.
Yeah, I'd say so you're heading out to sneak through?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say this is a group action then
Yeah,
get through
I
the yard.
agree. I agree. I want to get closer to where the ship is before I decide if I can break off. So I agree.
Yeah. This would be a risk, like I assume this is Prowl, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Who is leading this action? It sounded like Petrichor. I know you want to get that that trauma.
Do it. Lead it.
Okay, I can. I don't have prowl, so I don't know how that affects
It doesn't matter.
right?
The way that leading works is that you'll all make the same roll action die roll with Prowl. And only the highest person's result counts. But for each person that gets a miss, like 3 or less, the leader needs to take 1 stress because you're covering for them.
Okay.
So the leader is basically eating up all those misses.
Okay,
Is
I've
it
heard.
is
Okay.
it prowl or prowess?
Prowl.
Prowl,
Prowess
Okay.
is resistance.
like a lion. Okay, I have 1 miss. I already got 1 stress. So let's do it, guys.
Do it.
Did you get a miss?
Yeah, I did. I got a 2 and a 1. Or a 6
Oh,
and a
right, because
something.
you have none.
I got a crit again. Good lord.
Booyah.
So
At the
are we all rolling the same amount?
You
No,
you
roll
roll
whatever
your
roll
Prowl.
is.
I don't have prowl, but can I spend
you
my
roll-
Rick's Gambit to do something?
Oh wait, can I push myself?
I would note that a miss here only a miss here only costs Petrichor 1 stress. So if you're going to miss something here, this is the time to do it.
Okay. Is it just 1?
If you
You
have
roll
no
2 and
dice,
pick
you roll 2 and keep the lowest.
Okay.
And you already have the crit, so you know.
My lowest is 3, so that's actually not terrible.
Well, it's a
it is
miss.
terrible.
So yeah, Petrichor, I think that's you take 3 stress here.
Did Eddie also get a?
Yeah, Eddie just had 1 die. He got a 3 on it.
I take 1 stress, right?
No, Petrichor
Oh.
takes 3. None of you take stress because Petrichor is leading.
Oh.
Tight. 2 more left.
Yeah, what is this? So first off, what does this look like? Because effectively, you have 1 person that just does great with this prowl. The rest of y'all get misses that Petrichor has to spend 3 stress to cover y'all for.
Well, Cora's trying to decide, like, she's probably way too situationally aware, like, to focus on trying to be actually sneaky. So she's probably trying to figure out when she can branch off without divulging too much.
Why wouldn't you just tell us that you're looking for this thing?
Because she doesn't want to know. She doesn't even know if it's going to be anything. So she's not even trying to like put it out there at all. She's just looking to see if she can find it.
Okay.
We don't know if it even works. So that's why she's like, whatever.
I mean, I think it is literally like it's just so many close calls. It's stressful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you almost get caught a couple times. But
well, don't you have like space magic of some sort? Like, aren't you
Space
somewhat
magic.
magical?
Petrichor has like some miles. Like you have that psychic ability to like do. Oh right,
So maybe that's what
Petrichor,
it is.
you have that ability to cause people to stun. Like
Yeah, so maybe I'm
this
just
kind of
like,
are you playing the
oh.
stealth game where like every time the guard comes out you just stun them and then they're like confused for a second and you run past them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a-
Or like look at just have them look another way.
Yeah.
For the stress that I cause, I picture like maybe Petrichor's like, be really careful of cameras and everything else, and Eddie's like, excuse me, this was my ship. I know every single camera on this ship. Don't tell me how to do this. Go around the corner. It's like, they've installed some new cameras. Like
Okay.
my overconfidence.
So yeah, Leopold. Leopold is like, I think with that critical success, you find the ship. Like that is like, why is Leopold doing so, like what is Leopold doing that helps you find the ship so quickly?
I think it's a combination of just like instinct and knowing exactly what to be looking for because of his past, that knowing the secret, unclear to me why still unclear why Leopold even knows this secret, but yeah, this is not Leopold's first time doing this. He knows how to he knows what he's looking for, knows the telltale signs, knows how to read the manifests and navigate the yard, and is further informed by his history and knowledge of the secret. So I don't know. There's maybe some telltale markings on the ship itself that only people who would really know about it could make it. It leaps out at them. Or maybe, actually, just to lean into what our, the weirdness of our crew, it is that, I see an AR ghost that's just blaring. It is a beacon. It blazes in a way that, that I can see, and I would not be surprised that the rest of the crew can see. Our AR has flagged it for us.
Yeah. And as you come to the ship, Eddie, why don't you describe for us what does your old ship look like? What is like the first impression, we'd say, of that your old ship gives us?
I guess like roughly. So we're in the scrapyard. Roughly, how big is the ship itself? Are we talking like a Millennium Falcon, Firefly
It's your
size?
old ship. I'm curious. I don't like
It's
this
17
is
miles
your
long. It is a monstrous battle.
like it didn't sound like it sounded like before you were kind of smugglers. So I doubt that like it's a massive ship, because that would not be a great way to
It'd
fly
be
under the
like
radar.
small crew quarters, but like a big stronghold
Yeah.
where they can keep all their goods.
Yeah, and I'm picturing, I mean, ideally for smugglers, they want something that's uh, unremarkable and like very standard issue, something that inspectors are like, I see 500 of these a day, so something, but that has boosted engines or emergency weapon systems, or maybe even Reaver type grappling gear to like scavenge or take apart pirate ships
To
when
like
necessary.
anchor onto the dead ship to go aboard them, yeah.
And they're always dead. We definitely never went after any live ships and spaced their crews. I want to be very clear about that. So yeah, just so picturing.
Do you think that might be like a misconception of that crew though, is that you did space people?
Yeah, I just thinking of it now, like it'd be an interesting dramatic potential for that.
Yeah.
Part of the equation, and maybe there are records of that activity, or maybe somebody got spaced that should never have been spaced, that there's records of that on that ship, and that's part of what somebody wants access to or wants destroyed. But anyway, yeah, so just picturing what from the outside looks like a completely unremarkable small freighter, and actually has some secret capabilities under the hood.
Cool.
Interesting.
So yeah, with this critical, you have pretty firm access to the ship now. So like the question is like, what is your plan going on from here? Because I know people were throwing around the idea of stealing this ship. Is that still the plan? What is the plan here? Steal it, salvage it, blow it up?
I don't think we can feasibly steal the whole ship, but I think am I wrong in thinking that we're just gonna salvage what we think is the most important bits and destroy the rest?
I think, well, so I guess my question is, Petrichor, things did not go well in that meeting. Would you be advocating for, hey team, fuck that guy. Let's find what that information is, secure it, destroy the ship, and then come back and say, hey, was
Yeah.
this what you were looking for? How about how about let's turn the screws now?
I think, yeah, definitely find whatever that is and take it. And then destroy the ship or whatever. You know. And I think even being open about that, because like Petrichor's, this is shit that like y'all have done before, so it's not like it's like off your radar.
Yeah. I was just gonna say though, like if we destroy the shell of the ship, then we fulfilled our promise.
That's what
But
I
we
was
could,
saying, yeah.
yeah. I think that's a better idea than trying to steal the entire ship.
I think Petrichor's, I don't know if we could get to it later if we actually get whatever this is, but like would be like, let's sit on whatever it is and then wait to do the screws later.
Works for me. As long as we get paid, that's all I care about.
Right, exactly.
You nobles will play your games. I just need the money.
The
Awesome.
money. Oh, you do need money. We took all your money.
Yeah. So I'll shift over. It seems like Eddie, this is like information extraction searching. This seems like your thing.
Yep. Yeah. So happy to deploy skills to locate and hack out whatever we need.
I was gonna literally just like physically scour it and see if there's something we could find, like a black box or whatever.
Cool. Yeah. You can also do that. I was just
Like I'll
turning.
assist though if that's what it works.
I mean, you can do both. Like both of you can be engaged in those actions. Eddie can be doing his hacking thing while Petrichor is doing their physical scouring thing.
They're vibing.
I think we got a real good synergy going. I think we should check back and circle back and put something together. Yeah. I have a +1 on desperate rolls. Now this seems like a relatively controlled situation, something that Eddie's good at, but part of me just wants to use my damn ability and make this desperate somehow.
So just trade position for effect.
Yeah, just make stupider and stupider
Yeah,
choices
like
until it
fictionally,
becomes
we have to
desperate.
figure out what that looks like. What
Yeah,
does
yeah.
desperate look like here?
Yeah.
Plugging it directly into your brain, like wet interface, so that if you roll
Oh
bad,
yes, I can definitely think a way that will be desperate.
I don't even have a port. I just make one.
Yeah.
gross.
Sorry. Yeah. So, but or maybe that there's a reasonable amount of data that I can try to pull out of this thing, and then I'm going to go try to get about 10 times that amount of reasonable amount of data.
I mean, I already know what
Okay.
the consequence here would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And good news, I take -1d to any resistance roll, so I'm sure it's something fun for everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, why don't you tell? So yeah, why did you give me this roll?
Let's see. So I'll be doing interface with 2 +1. Is it so? I don't know. Desperate, standard, desperate, great.
Oh, it would be desperate great here. Yeah, at this point.
Okay. So I guess I have 3 starting, and then probably not a bad place to push myself.
I mean, you could accept a collateral die.
Oh, sure. Yeah. What would
Collateral die. You are going, regardless of what you get here, you are going to discover some memories you didn't know you had.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, that sounds like cool story, so I absolutely take that. So it's either collateral or pushing myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll take the collateral. So I guess that is 4 dice. So
Yep.
yeah, I will take that. Let's see. Add die, add die, add die. Pachow. A 6. Woo! All right.
Okay, so you do get the XP. Too bad. I had a great idea.
You can
Yeah,
tell. I would love to know what it is but maybe you want to
but
save
I
it for
mean,
later.
Okay, it goes back in the
you'll
GM
get the
quiver.
part. Yeah, back in the
Yeah.
GM quiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you are searching through these files, you come through several that are on your, like, there's like the computer systems you remember, like you remember the ship well. You were spent a long time on it. But there is like a drive that is like specifically, you don't recall being there at all. And when you open, it's like a series of video messages that have been recorded over time. And each time you open each of them, they are clearly you communicating with someone off the ship. The thing that immediately is strange to you is that this you is not speaking with a Russian accent.
Yeah. Now here's the crazy part. You're not you. You're me.
Yeah.
No shit. Okay.
But they are, the last message is the one that gets you immediately attention. The operation is underway. If all things go well, we will be placed close to Phoenix Song in preparation to kill her.
Wait,
Unfortunately, it means that this crew will have to be sacrificed, but we're both willing to make that I'm willing to make that decision.
so this is me doing like a video journal, or is
You
this
are reporting, it is a report that you are filing with whoever you are answering to.
okay?
Which
So
presumably, given the mission, probably is Duke Marate.
so a recording I don't remember without my normal accent telling okay, and this is probably hard proof that the killing of my old crew was part of the Duke's plan to
Yep.
assassinate Phoenix Song. Okay, so this is certainly part of, if not the main thing, we are here to destroy on this ship.
Yeah.
So we definitely got to make sure this gets blown up and not backed up on our personal servers.
Even though Petrichor just asked you to find this information.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
yeah,
collateral die.
no, zero chance. I'm gonna blow this up as instructed. So cool. And I guess nobody else has seen it yet.
Nope, just you.
Yeah, I suppose Eddie would struggle with this thing a little bit. I don't want to. I hate like the split party and.
Well, do you have like, this sounds like a roll to doctor the video to protect your own ass.
Say it again.
Doctor the video to protect your own ass?
Oh, like make my own version of it. Or what do you mean, doctor it?
I'd say
Yeah.
fictionally for Forge in the Dark, I'd want to know from the other players about what's interesting to them. Like, is it interesting to them for Eddie to hide this in some way until come
It's
up at a later
interesting for him
time?
to try. That's why I said
Yeah.
a roll, because he could fail it and also not know that he failed it. Yeah, so I mean I'm fine with that. Petrichor, Cora.
I'm fine with whatever. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think a role would be interesting.
And Petrichor stepped away for a bio break.
Oh, okay.
If Eddie very quickly tries to cover up something he is embarrassed by, that would also be art imitating life.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I think that's fun.
I also want to note that like just to really like this one is talking with a super thick New Englander accent. Just to really like it's like it's also a very clearly placed accent.
That's no problem. I will totally wipe out that Phoenix song. Don't even worry about it. Go on. I mean, I can't do really any accent.
Yeah.
Well, but in particular,
All right.
non-regional New England.
Well,
is
you
not
know,
definitely-
the paying customers will have to get their refunds then.
Yeah.
I've been sold a bill of goods, sir. I demand my money back.
Yeah, well, Petrichor was going to do some searching, but Leopold, I'm wondering, are you doing anything on the ship? Because you, of course, you're here to like destroy it, right? So, like, is Leopold or Cora doing anything to advance the job in that direction while Petrichor is on there? Well, or I guess we'll just call.
I've got a pitch for an idea
Yeah.
then, you know, just to create space for Cora to potentially, exit the scene and go do their own thing. You know, it'd be okay, you know, Cora, you and I are going to go plant the rest of the explosives to make sure that we can get the get this going, you know, or to make sure that we can get out clean and get our money. So I'll take the core and make sure that the ship definitely blows up. You take some other part.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'll
sorry.
just,
There's some other part, some other part that sounds important.
yeah. I'll go check the perimeter, make sure that no one's looking at us, because I know we had some close calls.
Perfect. I fully trust you'll do that.
Yeah. I guess, am I sneaking? I guess that's what I'm doing.
Well, I just wanted to give you the opportunity,
Yeah. I was trying to think of, well, I can't, is
It would
Petrichor
be
still
a sneak
gone?
roll. It would be a prowl
Yeah.
roll probably,
Yeah.
unless you have a different pitch for a different action.
Well, I can Rook's Gambit, so I can
Right.
figure it out. Because I don't have a prowl. What I really want to do though, can I use hunt?
Uh,
Because I'm hunting the implant.
hmm.
I also have survey I could do. Observe my surroundings.
I think either of those you can make an argument with Rook's Gambit.
Mhm.
I don't know if like those on their own would make sense in what you're doing here. Because like if there was someone carrying your like or you had someone to track specifically now, I think you can make an argument for hunt.
Okay.
But you're just making your way through this facility right now.
So should I flavor it as finesse then?
I mean, any of those make
agility.
sense. But like finesse here uh could work here for sneaking.
Okay.
It would probably have reduced effect because you're probably like having to stop and make a lot of use of the terrain in a way that prowl you'd be moving more quickly through.
Yeah, fair enough. So just 2d6 then, and that would be,
I'd say with risky limited here.
oh, and I got a 3. I am bombing rolls today.
Yeah, I mean,
Puppy.
hey there. We were just jumping to Cora to see what she was doing, but we'll cut to you in a second, Petrichor. Cora, on this risky, I think I'm going to say two things here.
Mhm.
Like you, I think you hear a guard shout, "You stop and identify yourself right now." And it is a guard that, like, you were just outside. You are in sight of this facility, but they have come up behind you, drawn a pistol on you. And I'm gonna start a clock for alarm. That's 4 ticks,
Okay.
and mark it twice. Would you like to resist either of those consequences?
I would like to resist, yeah. I don't know how to resist it though. I'm trying to think. Um if I can I resist if I take some fine espionage gear and say that maybe I had some cameras already placed at the perimeter of the ship, so I saw them approaching and I used trans powder maybe?
Um, which one are you resisting first?
The guard.
Yeah, that works. That works for me.
Yeah.
So in this case, the guard does not have their gun drawn on you. There's still the alarm.
Okay. Shoot. I don't know how to resist that alarm.
But give a roll here. This sounds like prowess.
And I've got just the one, so maybe this will be the roll. It's a 4.
So just 2 stress.
Okay. I don't know what to do about the alarm. Do I have anything that I could use against it? For sending data? No.
I mean, the guard maybe has a comms that you could signal back, like false alarm on or something like that.
Mm, Could I roll a sway to convince the guard that
Resistance
Oh,
is
it's resistance. You're
yeah.
right, you're right. But would it still be like a resolve?
I'd say depending on what you're doing, it would not necessarily be a resolve.
Okay.
If you were, oh, it would be a resolve if you were like calling in on the comms to, like, say, false alarm. That would be a
That's it.
resolve.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can do 2 in that one.
Yep.
Okay. 2. Come on.
Oh boy. So that's 4 stress.
Oh my goodness.
that-
I get another trauma. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Before we trauma you out, here's the thing about stress in because this hasn't really come up yet. Collateral die, bonuses to rolls, resistance. Is that here? Where do they talk about stress? Here we go, stress. When you stress out, when the pilot reaches their max stress, 9 stress in most cases, they can either leave the situation quietly to lick their wounds or push on recklessly. If they remove themselves quietly, the pilot heals all stress and chooses a scar suitable to the event that filled their last stress box. They
Okay.
leave the current situation in a terrible state, but return later at an appropriate time during the mission. If they push on recklessly, you can take a dire action. A dire action lets the pilot ignore their existing harm or damage penalties. They cannot spend stress on this action, nor can they make resistance rolls since their stress is maxed out. If they get a 6 on their dire action, you can just keep taking dire actions as long as you're getting full hits.
I don't know.
So you still have a thing you want to accomplish here. So I'd recommend.
I know. I know. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. So what do I need to do for dire action?
Nothing right now. But the
Okay.
question I will leave you on, as you are panicking and stressing out, you've knocked this guard out. You have quieted the alarm for now. The thing is, that guard did see you.
Mhm.
So the question I'll leave us on before we jump into break here is the next thing we see of Cora like killing this guard.
Murder. That is trauma.
After we leave on that commercial break of Cora with over the unconscious guard. Of course, we don't come back to that. We come back to Petrichor doing their search.
Petra search.
That's
yeah, I'm just gonna,
that's
like, physically-
Petrichor's new proprietary search engine.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was gonna more physically search the wreck and see if there's anything I can find, and like use the AR ghost thing we can see to see if there's anything that looks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping it would be survey, but I'm not sure.
Survey might work here. Let's see. Survey is when you survey, you observe your surroundings and predict outcomes. You might spot trouble before it happens.
Or study, I'm not sure what like looking through things looks like.
I think study would probably get you more here, but survey would get you something.
Okay, I can
Study
just
will
set
get you
study.
really specific things. Survey, like my answer to you, will be in broad strokes about what happened here. Study will get you like something like more specific and like they'll just get you different kinds of things is what I'm thinking.
Okay, so yeah, I want to do a study.
Okay.
And just like literally meticulously look and see if there's any like of that void trail anywhere. So yeah, 6.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, with that 6. Hmm.
I'm
Eddie.
specifically looking for the dirt on Aiden, I guess.
Yeah, Eddie. What's your quarters on the ship look like?
What are my quarters? Continue with the analog aesthetic. I guess I don't quite know under how much preparation I had when I left. Certainly when I was occupying them, lots of electronics and homemade soldering tools, a lot of cords, maybe glass tubes, very old-fashioned, bizarre, homemade-looking gear.
Do you think it'd be like the inside of his mech in a lot of ways? Like there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, and bits that I cast away but was not willing to throw away that I ended up using in my mech.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that what you find, because Eddie sort of found the other thing here, is that among all the things here, like that all tracks with what you know of Eddie. The thing that catches your attention is that amongst all these kind of analog things is a piece of AR tech. That knowing Eddie, it shouldn't be here. This doesn't match with know him at all. And when you kind of examine it more closely, you find that it seems to have like a stash for some old files. And they are images recording like snapshots between recording meetings between Eddie. He's dressed much differently than you know him. He is clean shaven, dressed like you would expect a kind of imperial professional to dress, as opposed to how Eddie does dress now. he is meeting with Ida with Duke Morante.
Hmm.
And if he's keeping these, it's the sort of thing you'd expect someone who is like, we're having these meetings, but I want to have my records in case like I ever need to like buy my way out here or something like that.
That's intriguing. Okay. Yeah, I think Petrichor is just gonna pocket that for now.
But yeah, we then shift over to Leopold. Leopold, you're
Um,
the person on the ship. Oh, go ahead, Petrichor.
I would say real quick, is there anything else in this room that looks like more what Eddie's thing would be?
Like what do you mean
Like
more
something
Eddie's
something
thing?
mundane, like a Godsmack poster or something.
I don't know, Eddie. What
Specific.
is it?
Ooh, yeah, I mean, I guess when you asked me to describe it, I wasn't even thinking about the alternate personality. So I guess the analog aesthetic carried over. But yeah, something that contrasts my personality. God, and I'm covered in like Soviet or Russian mafia tattoos. So like, were those applied when I changed personality? So I don't. Yeah, I love it. Like the idea of a Godsmack, like a music
Like,
collection of space jazz or something, and
or
like
I would say Space Rammstein.
yeah, well, I feel like Rammstein might go with my current personality, where like something that completely is like no fucking way would Eddie. So like maybe
The
like the
Dropkick Murphys poster.
I think that's what Petrichor was asking for. Something that was like speaks to current Eddie.
oh sorry
Right, Petrichor? Was that it?
Yeah, or what would be in the room? Would it be prior? Because you said it like is your current aesthetic.
Yeah, it was mostly your current aesthetic.
yeah, I mean, when you asked me what does the room look like, I was just thinking what would Eddie's room look like. I wasn't thinking that this was
No, this is
prior.
definitely like it is mostly like you said, it's filled with analog stuff. It's mostly what you'd expect of Eddie. There's
Okay.
one thing there, though. That's why it stood out to Petrichor, because it did not match Eddie's current aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, so something that would not match it. I'm picturing like a jazz flute or something, just completely bizarre and non sequitur. No, innocuous. Anyway, there's a word I'm looking for. I'm not finding.
Jazz flute.
Yeah,
Well, what I was thinking is something like that, or like a CD case of something that like I wouldn't think Eddie would be into, and I'm gonna like bring that to him and be like, hey, like I didn't think this would be you, and like hand it to him and basically see what his reaction would be.
And that's the key, and it unlocks his sleeper agent mind.
Don't worry, he didn't get any consequences from that desperate roll.
or maybe like something like the Boxcar Children, like some clearly cherished children's book. Like perfect.
Cool. Yeah, Leopold, as the person on the crew doing the job you're paid here to do, what are you doing? Because I think you were the one saying you were gonna blow the ship up.
Yeah, I guess I guess what I would be doing is going to the core of the ship to plant the rest of my explosives. And trying to think, because I'm just trying to figure out, because like actually this is something, so this is because Leopold hasn't had a chance to do this yet, but Leopold walked onto this ship knowing that this was Eddie's old ship. And so, we see him press his communicator or whatever it is, maybe the throat, embedded throat mic, and says, Eddie, I'm down here in the core. I think I'm gonna need your help to plant this bomb. Oh, you're muted,
Something's
Eddie.
muted.
I see a sub vocalize. Was that Leopold in character? I think he might be I think he might be muted. On my way, and Eddie having discovered the shit and being, yeah, I picture maybe like kind of dizzy, and then like just thinking through the implications of how much shit is on the ship and what somebody who wants control and is rapidly seeing the ship as a giant talisman of not being able to contain his secrets and control. He is delighted to sprint down to the core to help set charges and blow this goddamn thing to hell.
So yeah, to be clear, I'm not trying to metagame. My character or Leopold knows nothing about what you found.
Mhm.
It's just that this confrontation probably should have happened earlier, which is, yeah. When Eddie gets in there, Leopold is leaned against the core, whatever whatever this reactor is, and is trying to appear calm. The materials to wire things up are laid out nicely, but you can tell there's a tension there. And Leopold says, we're ready to do everything's in place for us to get paid. But before we destroy all of this, I have to know. Are we going to be like the last crew of this ship? If not now, today, at some point?
Yeah, and I feel like the honest answer is Eddie doesn't know. Eddie doesn't even know who the fuck made the decisions about the last crew. Like, this is like this other personality, but like that would be that would Eddie have the vulnerability to share where he's really at, or would he get defensive? It would be anybody without a fully realized emotional range, which would probably be Eddie, would feel defensive, feel attacked, and start getting defensive. Yeah, and I don't want to be like some stupid fucking like, don't get on my bad side or you will, like that's pithy.
We're not like the other two. They haven't had to struggle the way we do. Sometimes shit just happens. I get that. But I gotta know, Eddie.
Let's say it's something like we have both been played as little pawns in the games of big people, and now I'm just coming to understand what that little shit nothing I've been, and how me having control of what happens means nothing to the people in charge. I'm not the kind of person to make my own crewmates pawns, but I am going to get back at them for this. And if you all will help me with this, then I will do anything for you. If you get between me and this, I won't hesitate to cut you all loose.
I can work with that. Now let's blow up a ship.
It's scuttling time. So I guess we got to warn everybody to get the hell out of here.
Well, they know it. This isn't a surprise. Like, this was the plan.
Crew is already off the ship, so
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gone.
Yeah, so
probably gonna have blood on my hands. We'll see.
I am sure that the countdown will show up on all of our AR displays.
yeah. Okay, so what action are you rolling with here, Leopold?
Good question. I am probably going to need some assistance, as I feel.
Or I guess
like
the question is Eddie the one making the roll here and you're helping? Because
I'm
he
fine
might
with
have
that.
some more applicable skills. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would,
Do you have
would,
any?
would it, is it vaguely? I have 1 in rec and 2 in interface. Is there any way I can set the ship to self-destruct? Is that a, or do we need to apply kinetic force?
I'd say either would make sense. I mean, but Steven's the ultimate
Yeah.
arbiter.
No, well, you're the ultimate arbiter of the action you use. I guess is the question, do you have the let's see what you have with you that you could this is such a weird, I don't know why this is working this way. So I mean you have your hack rig, presumably you have that with you.
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
Yeah, assuming there's some kind of I don't know, something vaguely nuclear inside to
Yeah,
set it
interface
to
should work. You could do it with interface.
basically set it like the demon core to just go critical and just
Yeah.
an uncontrolled propagating nuclear chain reaction.
Yeah, give me a roll with risky standard. And Leopold, are you helping here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the way, like, we're doing actual kind of proper aid here. How many ticks do you have with oh wow, you have like no, you only still have 1 tick with everyone. Like everyone else knows you, but like you're just like, I don't know how I feel about these people.
I feel like now I've developed more with Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah,
After this, yeah.
yeah, so you can give 1 die, you can increase his effect by 1, or you can increase his position by 1.
Eddie, do you have any preference?
Yeah, I mean, if I push this to desperate, I get an additional die, which I mean, blowing up a ship, the consequences could be predictably dire. So making it desperate's a little bit. But yeah, probably worth it to get an extra die because I start with 2, get 1 from you is 3, an extra one if it's desperate is 4. So
Sure, I'll give you
probably
an extra die.
okay.
Or whichever, yeah, whichever one you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. That I think that so if I'm rolling 4 dice on desperate sounds smart.
Great.
So what does it look like that you are, again, like kind of uh uh what does it look like that you are like are you disabling any like kind of, I assume it's something like you're disabling like the safety parameters that say like, put it like that prevent or make this safer.
Yeah, and I Eddie is distracted and upset and in his own head about all this insane shit he's just discovered. So I picture a stream of Russian profanities as he's just like tearing, moving it to desperate, like just tearing through all of the firewalls for all the protections, just somewhat recklessly, just going through the computer system to shut down everything and not taking a special
Okay,
care about how long timers are being set for or whatever.
so Leopold, go ahead and mark the stress. Eddie, would you like to push yourself here?
Yeah, this is a good place to do that.
So that'd be 5 dice total. This is a big roll.
Yeah. One more. All right.
Oh boy.
Wow, 2 1s.
Good thing you had that 1 extra
Yeah, that would have been a
die.
failed roll without that extra die. Holy buckets.
Oh boy.
Holy bucket.
Yeah.
For those of you at home, for 5 dies, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah. So let's see. I think that oh, right. What are the consequences here going to be? Let's see. I think see, does it have it here? So, yeah, here we go. I think ooh, let's see here. Yeah, I think that what we see here is there are going to be two consequences here. As you're just like tearing through all these systems, the first thing is that you take the level 2 harm, like the system just blows out in your face, Eddie, and you are like, I think, burned for level 2 harm. Like you have burns all over your arms and neck and face. And you also, I think, that like all of the automatic door leading out of the reactor here, that just closes shut. That safety measure stays true. Like that's what should happen if the reactor is about to explode. All of the safety doors slam shut. And you two are, not in a great position there, since that's where the two of you are.
I was
Do you
picturing
want
me
to?
on
Which
the
of those
inside
would
and
you like to
Victor on the
resist?
outside, and me saying, the needs of the many must.
Yeah. Which of those would you like to resist?
Well, yeah, certainly, I'd like to resist us being trapped in here. So, yeah, let me start with that. I don't want to murder half of our crew. I don't know if I can do that using. I guess actually that makes no difference. I have 2 in every area, so whether it's moving quickly or
This would probably be insight.
sure, okay. 2 dice. Take off a couple of these 5 dice. Ooh, all right.
Okay, so you manage that, no stress. Do you want to resist the harm?
Yeah, yep, I will. And again, I kind of have 2 dice with everything. I guess I for stylistically, Eddie leans on his computer skills to tackle most challenges, but it can be any.
Well, this is like the panel blows out onto you.
Yeah.
You're resisting that, not like
What I'm picturing is like he understands maybe like there's a warning, and like he realizes that if he starts backing away, it's going to hit him full force, and so he has to just stay exactly where he is, and he'll miss part of the blowing out panel somehow. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm open to better narrative descriptions of it, but yeah, it can also be just moving quickly to avoid the.
Yeah, I think it would need to be like prowess here.
Sure. Ooh, less great. Jeez. All right.
Okay, so that's gonna be 3 stress. And that's you're just gonna have the harm singed.
Perfect.
Yeah. Let's jump now back finally after all this to Cora. Cora, what's the decision you're making here?
I mean, we're gonna have to murder somebody, and Petrichor is gonna be upset about it, and I'm gonna be upset about it, but we're gonna have to murder somebody. I think though, I was thinking about how to go about this. Because I could take a pistol, I could take a knife, but I think I want to use a remote vehicle control. Because Victor likes when I call out the Arbalist, so I want to try and use the Arbalist to like just get a psionic blast on this dude and just insta down him.
Okay, I'll note that if you do that, that is going to draw a lot of attention to where you are.
You know what? Fair.
I just like it's cool. I
It's a
just also
dire
want to note
action.
that like
It's a dire
yeah.
action, so we gotta have a little bit of craziness happening. So I'm gonna do it that way. I think because what'll happen is her eyes will go purple, like when she's accessing the AR, so that she can see in the server or service cockpit. But again, remote tools do not give you the full range, but she can access the Arbalist, and I can use it as a bombard since it's a long range weapon.
Oh yeah, and I guess I could totally see how you're using this to accomplish your goal, which is to get into this place, because if they all have to like rush to find out why the fuck did lightning just strike psychic lightning just strike down at us.
And I can get out
What's
exactly.
the Arbalist?
That's
you haven't seen it. That's her like that's Cora's mech signature weapon.
it's
Okay.
the antlers. You've seen it one time, I think.
No, Petrichor
No,
wasn't here for
that's
that.
right. Oh yeah, so the antlers, they like light up with the psionic energy, and then it coalesces into like this big psionic ball that shoots out like a beam of energy. So basically, yeah, that's what's happening. And it's just gonna just fry this guy basically. Because he doesn't have the armor for that.
This is
But
like a
yeah.
long range weapon, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is this like we see a glinting on a mountain or a hill far
Uh-huh.
away, and then just suddenly like zoom,
Boom. Yep. Yep.
right?
Son of a bitch.
But you know, he probably explodes and then I'm running to go get the AI implant.
Yeah, I'd say with this, like this is definitely you going all in. This is desperate great right here.
Oh yeah.
Like you kill the guy regardless of what that you roll here. This is
I
the question
definitely
of
think
do you get
so.
in to get this implant?
All right. So we're bombarding, right? I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are my rolls so bad? I hate
Oh,
it.
I should
Okay.
note, I forgot to ask, because you are using your mech here, you actually can push yourself because your mech has quirks that haven't been spent. Do you want to push yourself for an extra die here?
Sure.
So you
Because
can
we
spend
always
a quirk.
do
Yeah.
the exposed mechanics and we use the Arbalist anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So is that just an extra one?
Yep. An extra die. Oh,
And
there
it's
you do.
alive! Okay. We love it.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you narrate for us how this big fucking strike happens?
Like I said, like she just goes, her eyes, you know, when she accesses the AR, because she has the implants in her eyes, her irises turn like a galactic sort of swirling purple. And she's just in service and she's just like, hey, service. And he just sort of sparks up and it's like, "Whoa," you know, whatever stupid AI noise like an AI dog would make, but it's a deer, anyways. And she's just like, she probably has a tracker on herself so she can beacon herself on the on the AR panels, and then she just swings it over to the guard and she starts running and she detonates it and it just shoots off this beam, and it probably has to arch because I'm assuming with the wall and everything it service probably uses a bunch of complex mathematical equations to exactly triangulate where it's going so as to create less collateral damage. So it probably just goes up, arches down, and like a lightning bolt just strikes this guy and just blows him up. Which is kind of body horror, but I mean I can't imagine this going any other way. So
yeah, I think we don't see the body exploding.
We cut away from
yeah,
that, but it does. He's definitely gone.
And like we see you sneaking into this facility, and I think we then cut to Petrichor. Petrichor, you hear the like emergency signals in this ship start to announce that it's going to explode. You are like, I think like I'd like to say that like you're maybe keeping watch at this point, and you see fucking Cora's fucking mech, the blast from her mech just strike down into the base. What do you do?
I think because Eddie and Victor are still in the core, right?
Yeah.
I think I like over the comms and like, Cora fucked up. We have to go. And then I think I'm gonna grab this salvage. I don't know if those are fast or dull, but like jump in the salvage mech that I scrounged. Or do we do that or we just prowl on foot?
Yeah, you can jump into the salvage mech. What are you gonna do with it?
Start leaving. Or maybe I'll wait for Eddie and Leopold.
Yeah, I forget how this works. I think in stolen mechs, you can use all of your vehicle action dies if you want. But it's just that like this vehicles are much less interesting, and after they take a certain amount of hits, they just break down.
Yeah, I don't think they have any quirks or anything either.
Yeah, they don't have quirks, yeah.
But it's just something to not be exposed and sort of slightly incognito.
Sure. Yeah, I guess what is the action you're using here?
I might do actually, you know what I might do is actually just kind of like try to see if there's anyone getting our attention and figure out like what best way out might be. Just like observationally.
Mm-hmm. Which action?
So maybe survey. Like trying to spot trouble
Survey
before
would
it
give you
happens, literally.
information, like it wouldn't like get you out of there.
I mean, that's
You
what
see
I'm
what I'm
trying to do
saying?
with get information is like try to spot trouble before it happens. So that maybe if
Okay,
something
sure.
happens,
This
we
could
can
be
be in a
like a
better
setup
position.
action for something else then.
Yeah. Because I'm
Yeah,
still waiting on Eddie and Leopold to get out.
this would be a risky standard right now.
Okay. Um, cool. Uh, 5.
Cool. 5. I think that as you're climbing out, you can see that guards are running out of the main facility, of the kind of main like lockdown, not the main facility, but like the special lockdown area, because of like something has happened right outside. You can't really tell.
Mhm.
But they're running out. I think probably the stuff going on over at your place, like your stuff, it's not even really drawn their attention yet. So like I think that you see the clearest course of action is you don't see where Cora is because Cora's snuck into the place. Um but uh your best course of action is to smash on out of there away from them. Like you
Okay.
have an opening here. It just involves going, you know what? Cora made her decisions.
Actually, what I can do maybe, I don't know if I would literally smash the way out is maybe use the salvage mech to just like, all right, let's go through the walls.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. That's what I meant. That's the obvious course of action here that occurs to you. And I think actually, because I realized you have a consequence here. I think you take a level 2 harm. Well, no, I'll say, yeah. I think that you take a level 2 harm angry. Like, I think
Cool.
that like seeing all this fucking shit that Cora has caused, and you're sure someone has like weapons were out, weapons are firing. You're sure that someone is on the ground, even if you don't know who. I
Mhm.
think that you're just fucking pissed.
I put enraged.
Enraged, yeah. Do you want to resist that?
Nah. I only have 2 more stress and I'm saving it.
Okay.
I want to stress out, but I'm saving it for like the next move, probably.
Okay. Yeah, Cora, the consequences of your action, because you got a partial here. You let's see. I think that as you are like, do I want to throw more bodies at you? Is this the time where we see like Cora the mass murderer appear again? I think that you take first off, you like you get through. I think that's what we're gonna say here. You get through to where it's kept, and you have the choice of getting out here. But I think the thing that happens here is that yeah, I think I'll give you're not spotted. There are shots firing, things are chaotic, turning chaotic. Cora, you get do I want to give that to you? You'll get the level 3 harm.
I already have level 1.
Yeah, you're getting level 3 harm.
Okay.
Level 3 harm, took a bullet. Chest wound. This is no, you already got a chest wound before, and I think that you
Could it be level 2 and I take it like it clips my shoulder or something?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you level 2 harm that clips shoulder. And I think the other consequence here is that because this is a desperate is the thing. So the consequences you get here are more than you would just on a risky.
Okay.
I think the other thing is
I'm wondering if I could resist if I tried to use service again to like draw attention away. Like if I exhausted a quirk.
Yeah, I think I'll also just give 1 damage to your mech. Level
Okay.
1 damage to your mech, which is nah. No, I think I'll I'm gonna say that what you've done here has screwed things up for the mission as a whole. The rest of your crew is getting desperate here, position here. So you can resist those 2 consequences. The shoulder wound and the fact that you have set off all the alarms and they are going for your crew.
Can I use my flashy mech quirk to draw attention to service as a distraction to resist?
So remember, you need to spend, if you're resisting with your mech, you're going to need to spend down. Well, oh, right. You can't resist the harm to yourself. That just happens unless you have some
right. That's, but I was wondering about the.
Do you have 3 quirks to spend down? Because it takes 3 quirks.
I could do that.
So what are the quirks you're spending?
I have top heavy and flashy mech and cramped cockpit, which might just
okay.
be
How does the cramped cockpit?
I was gonna say
here?
that one might just be to resist.
But it needs to be applicable to resist.
Yeah, let me think.
I mean, maybe
Um,
this is just that, like, all these unique features make it more visible, like, more clearly. The cramped cockpit makes the outline
well,
very
I was
clearly.
gonna say that maybe the cramped cockpit, I don't have as much of a vantage point using my AR with it, so I'm just making crazy erratic moves trying to control service with the remote.
Sure.
And so it's a flashy mech, it's top heavy, and he's just making all these erratic movements because I don't have a great vantage point through the AR because it's just remote.
Awesome. So yeah, you do that. You like they are drawn off by this mech clearly making a big fucking mess in their compound.
Mm-hmm.
And Petrichor, Leopold Eddie, I assume you're running the fuck off the ship.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
RUNNOFT.
Yeah. Petrichor, are you telling them to load up into the mech?
Yeah, let's load up.
Okay. Petrichor, why don't you give me what are you doing now?
Would it just be like leaving a normal way, or do I have to like punch out?
What is that, like, what are you doing with this mech? You could patch out, that's kind of what I gave you on your survey, but you can always do it a different way.
Because I feel like if we just go the opposite direction, we can just leave.
Yeah,
So I'd like try to roll maneuver if I could.
sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. This thing has no quirks. Whoop. Okay. So mixed success. Unless you guys want to help somehow.
Yeah.
I guess I already rolled, so never mind.
Yeah, so you get a 4. Yeah, I think this mech is just smashed. Like, I think this is going to impact some of the fallout of our like end of mission stuff. But I think this is an expensive piece of equipment that you have just smashed the fuck out of to like speed your way out here. Do you want to resist that?
I don't know how I would.
Uh, I think
'Cause
with
it
like a
doesn't have any
vehicle,
quirks.
you have to resist with stress, right?
It depends on what I do, but I think I'm not gonna resist it.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to get a scar.
Um, I can, but I don't know how it affects. If I can, I'll just do it later.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can also push yourself to get an extra die after the fact, right?
Yeah, but only for like that would only be with
Oh
pilot
yeah.
actions.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, as we see you like running this thing out of here as fast as you can, it is getting beaten up by all the stuff going on. Cora, how do we see you get out?
I mean, hopefully with me using service as a distraction, I know where he is. So I just go through the hole that I guess that Petrichor made and link up with service and climb in, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that's with that, I think we end the mission there. Okay.
I still mark the trauma, right?
Yep, you still
The
mark the
scar.
trauma.
Okay.
You clear your stress at this point. And you mark the trauma and you
I think I'm taking haunted because I
okay.
think having to kill someone again. I think that's also why it made more sense to use the mech because it didn't have to be at her own hands this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think that that's gonna haunt her. Also, with the fact that Patrick Ward knows that she did it.
I might not know yet. I don't really know what happened.
Oh, that's right.
I just
Okay.
knew that like you blew something up.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll come to terms with that later.
Yeah, who would like to give me the supply roll here? Now you're doing a job for a squad working for the Empire effectively. So you have 0 status with them. But the target squad's tier was 1, so you're rolling 1 die total here. Who wants to roll that die?
I think Eddie should roll it.
No, Eddie should do it.
Because it was his ship we went to. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, okay. Die rolling. Die. 2. You're welcome. Could
At least it wasn't a 1.
yeah.
You do this will not necessarily work out for you. This will not necessarily be a net gain in the end, but let's see here. You also get +1 personnel and a +1 rep for being a oligarchy faction. So well, the rep I think will apply in a second. But so you get the 2. Where's our? I'm just actually gonna, rather than flipping between, I'm gonna open a notepad here and just make a note. You got 2 supply +1 personnel. And if people want to note this, if someone wants to note this on your recon, that would be great.
1 supply, 1 personnel.
You got
2
2 supply
supply.
total and then
Okay.
+1 personnel. And the supply can be allocated anywhere. We'll leave those floating for now.
All right, I added the 1 personnel.
Oh, actually, no, okay, employer faction, yeah.
Who was our
Okay.
employer faction? It was
the Empire.
Oh.
So your squad earns 2 rep. It was 1 higher, so you get another 1. And you also, I think it should say here that you also completed a secondary mission, a secondary objective. So you get 4 rep total.
Nice.
Which, like, one off from
Yep. 1 off.
yeah.
We're so
And-
close.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
we'll
then you
maybe
also
cheer up. I
we're
don't know.
skipping assigned drive supply points for now. So each pilot, did you do something that furthers your drive? If you did, add 1 tick to your drive clock. I also think we did not do it at the end of last session if we fulfilled drive clock things last downtime, but I think Eddie definitely did, and Cora definitely did, and Petrichor definitely did. I forget if Leopold, you had finished your thing, but I think all 3 of you should also add a tick to your drive clock for that if you haven't.
I don't even know where my drive clock is.
It should be on your character sheet. It is.
I haven't been noting anything. I feel like in my first downtime,
There's a
I did
drive. Yeah, there's a drive. And then there are 2 clocks under it. So yeah, Cora, you should have 3 ticks in your first drive clock, for instance.
Okay.
I think probably same thing for Infiltrator at this point, probably.
to have 3.
Or no, I think you just have 2, because you
That
haven't
makes
really
sense.
been.
I did something in my first downtime.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I mean, again, the whole money focus of, all I care about is the money because I'm trying to get out. And
Yeah, and you might have
fulfilled.
you could say you fulfilled something, like you definitely were looking to get some wealthy
I
people
actually
to pay for
do-
your shit.
I do wonder if maybe this drive clock is full for this one because with the Kandan thing, we did a lot with him that mission, and my drive is to get back at the people that manipulate.
Yeah, but you only get 1 tick per mission.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right. Pushing that drive though, we're getting back at people. Revenge.
Yeah, and we'll get more into drive clocks
Mhm.
once we have some full ones, because there's
Yeah.
some neat stuff you can do with drive clocks.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. It'll be interesting.
Okay, so other squads. For this, let's go to our factions and squads. Congratulations, for now at least. You have +1 with Duke Morante. Hey,
Hey.
what's their new opinion of? What's Duke Morante's new opinion of you?
Sorry, was that of the squad?
Yeah, the squad.
Reliable?
Reliable. Okay.
I mean, we
Yeah,
did
he
blow some shit up, so maybe add an on there, or
No, this is a positive relationship.
okay.
Vulture Squad. I think, you know, they're not out to get you still. They're not in -3. They're not in vendetta with you, but they have their suspicions.
Yeah, they have to be sus, but I don't think they know exactly what we did. So.
Yeah. What's their new opinion of you?
I don't know that we're up
Wary?
to no good. That we're up to no good. I don't know.
So right now they think you're parasites. What else do they think about you?
That we have a hidden agenda.
Hmm.
Sure.
You could just put hidden agenda on there, I guess.
Yeah. Now. Faction trust. Adjust the trust of the faction targeted by the mission, the mission's employer faction, and the squad's patron faction as follows. So, targeted faction, you did not kill a VIP. Civilians didn't die. These were military folks. Now you destroyed some important infrastructure was damaged. This is what I was bringing up with you broke some
mech,
important
yeah.
machinery. Faction was attacked. They didn't control this region, so you don't get that. Yeah, so you get with your faction, oh, this is over on your squad. So let's go there. You're back to 0 relationship with your faction.
Yeah.
But but with your other faction, and let's go over here. Let's see. The target's tier, 2 times the target's tier, so you get 2 from that. At least 1 secondary. Well, not for you, so this one doesn't count for them. Yeah, you kept all the Empire views you a bit better now. They trust you a tiny bit more. Your squad's patron faction. The patron's interests were harmed. No, I don't think your patron's interests were harmed here. Too much. But I definitely think that you get another -1 because you were working for someone that's not them. So yeah, let's see. That's trust. And who would like to give the entanglement rule here? So your squad's relationship status with the target faction determines which entanglement table you roll on. You're at 0, so you are rolling on the 0, but who would like to roll?
I was actually going to say Petrichor because it's with the Empire and the flavor of that Petrichor having that relationship with the Empire too. But I could roll it if you really want me to.
Either works for me.
Sure. Give me a 2d6, and we're keeping the lowest, I think, here. Wait, squad's patron faction. Oh no, roll 3d6 minus the squad's patron faction
Ooh, I didn't mean to do that,
relationship
sorry.
and take the highest. So you're rolling 3d6 and taking the highest, sorry.
That's fine. but I wasted that 6.
I think you don't want the high for, so that's
Oh.
actually,
So 4.
yeah. Oh boy, this works just out for you, Petrichor. One of the squad's pilots receives a personal message with bad news. They must use a downtime activity to cut loose or suffer 3 stress.
Okay. What's the bad news?
That's up to you. What do you think the bad news is? I don't know, like, what do you think would be bad news for Petrichor? Oh, you do have that old friend that you used to work with, right?
Yes.
I think Avenance, the administrator of the refugee colony. I think that what you hear is that. So where is the refugee colony? Like it's, I think, orbiting the neutral planet. The last time
Yeah.
we said, yeah, I think that it has, imperial protection. It has been declared a protectorate of the empire. Imperial forces have been stationed on the colony, and Avenance is letting you know that she has been placed under house arrest.
Oh, okay.
And she hopes that you're doing, and it kind of and like, I think it's a much lengthier message than that. Like, this is like, how are you doing? She lets you know her family, how she and her wife and their kids are doing, and it kind of almost ends as this aside that, like, I've been under house arrest the past few weeks since the Imperial forces have come to the colony. Duke Marat, like it has been the colony has been placed under military jurisdiction, and military law is being enforced in the streets.
Mm,
I hope things are going well for you, Petrichor.
cool.
Yeah. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that is our that is the run for the day. Oh yes, let's finish off with XP here. Does that work
Yeah.
for folks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do, I'm just gonna go along our as they appear here, our empath. Did you address a challenge with understanding or poise?
Mm,
I
I
mean, with
don't actually
understanding,
understanding, yes, at least once.
I feel at least like once or twice. Like there was analyzing the area, like from the from the map, and then there was also the encounter that you had with Iden Morante.
Mm-hmm. I think that also I expressed my history, tragedy, and opening.
Yeah, so you could take, there's definitely, that came up a lot this session. You could, the 2 XP for that.
Yes.
And did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
I definitely think like 1 for Eddie. Um, maybe I think that's about it. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that's 5 XP total.
I
And remember, you can allocate them anywhere you want, either to your action tracks or to your ability track,
Okay, cool.
playbook track, I should say.
Cool. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out.
Our infiltrator, did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yeah, I think I took a couple actions for us to actually infiltrate stealthfully.
Yeah.
You sure did.
Yes. And then, yeah, so, doing the initial groundwork and then actually getting us in there. I feel like the interactions with Eddie definitely got into my my history,
Mhm.
and also my beliefs. So I think I
Yeah.
get
Yes.
2 for the first and then one each for the other 2.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
Remember, those can go anywhere. And our envoy. Did you address a challenge with deception or influence?
I did. I deceived I deceived the guards with my mech. I also was a little deceptive towards my crew, unfortunately.
Well, that's a
And
challenge, though. It's a challenge, though, not the
yeah,
rest of your crew, because there's some other ones there, I
right.
think, that
I was gonna also say the influence with using the trans powder on the guard, and then not resisting the alarm.
okay,
So I would say at least a couple, probably.
sure. Okay.
History, tragedy, or opening. I think history and tragedy both because of why she went on her separate mission, but also
Yeah.
having to kill somebody.
Yeah, that works.
So I'd say 2 there. And then I definitely struggled because of the paranoia this session for sure. Um Beliefs. I don't know. Because I kind of cut off from everybody. So I don't think for beliefs. So maybe 5 then. Because I definitely struggled because of being paranoid this session.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And finally, our hacker. Did you address a challenge with knowledge or digital power?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking maybe one for that, and then
No, you did because you did your initial work, to get, to dox yourself basically, and then you came and you helped blow up the actual ship. So I'd say you could get 2.
sure. I mean, you can twist my arm. I'll take more XP if I have to. Yeah, and I guess I was thinking maybe 3 for the other, between the other 2, somewhere between
Sure.
history coming up a lot, and yeah. So maybe 5 altogether, but
Yeah. Okay. And I think this will be a good XP session for our recon, because I feel like a lot of this stuff came up a couple times at least. So
Oh,
first
yeah.
off, you executed a successful sabotage operation. So you get an XP for that. Did you face off against challenges above your pay grade? Uh I'll leave it up to you. Do you think this was above your pay grade or not?
I
Well,
think
aren't
a
they a
little
tier
bit.
above us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Did you bolster your squad's reputation or develop a new one?
I'd say Moranti has a new view, or
Yeah, that's true.
although what's our reputation again?
Scrappy.
I think we proved to be scrappy.
Yeah, we definitely created a lot of
And
scrap.
listen, I set the expectation with them that we were scrappy. I said we might not be efficient, but we're scrappy. So
Okay. Yeah, and did you express the goals, inner conflict, or essential nature of the squad? Was there any inner conflict this session within the
yeah,
squad?
Nah, we're cool.
I definitely
gave
think
each other
with
high five.
Leopold and Eddie,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Petrichor is definitely sus on Cora for whatever happened because we don't really know yet.
Definitely extremely Cincinnati.
Yeah, that too.
Wow,
So
that it hurts my heart,
I
my
also
soul.
I screwed up our job thing. Like I tried to start some shit during the job interview.
That is
The
true.
what?
You did pop off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get 2 XP for that, which actually bumps you up to a squad advance.
Yeah.
yes, finally.
Well, you had 1 squad advance already. That's how you got sponsor.
I know.
But yeah, we can talk about that if people want to take a think on that, because we're I think gonna push here to the end to end things here. But if you
Okay.
want to look at what your options are, remember you get either 2 boxes from these squad upgrades or 1 new special ability when you advance. Or like, a new cohort is effectively also an option. each cohort costs 2 boxes effectively. Yeah, thanks everyone. I had a lot of fun here. And I look forward to seeing everyone next week. Until then, I'll be seeing y'all.
Mm.